Hello and welcome. Now I got the Vibe back here and time for an upgrade finally. Now of course recently I did a fuel pump, pressure regulator, all that stuff so it actually run properly. Run a lot better now. And now it's time to finally address a little bit of performance. I found this from HPS Performance. And well, there's more to this kit, but this kit looks pretty good. I like the color. This color looks really good. I think it's going to go along with this car pretty well because when the sun's shining, this thing's cleaned up real good, which it rained last night, so it's not the cleanest. And it'll look pretty good. It'll kind of match because that thing shines a good blue. This thing looks like a good blue. Especially out in the light, this thing shines pretty good. So what I'm going to do, show you the rest of the kit first. You know, it came with all the good stuff you need. It came with 2 tubes and an air filter. So you can basically put it like the short ram setup, what some of them call them, all that good stuff. But you can just run it up to basically where the air filter matches up to where the air box is and leave that. Or this one will run down and put your filter a little further basically behind the bumper, which is where I got the ducting going to this one anyway. But you can do that route as well. You can do it either way on this kit, which is cool. Before I forget, there's the kit. Now obviously the BL is for blue, but they have chrome, red, and something else I think. Really what I want to do first is get a little test and feel for it. Now obviously I've driven this car. Well, drives a lot more than me. It's her car. But I know the acceleration and everything of it, and I know about it's pretty consistent. Whenever I hit it at a certain speed, it always feels the same. So it's consistent, and I'll just make a little test hit at that speed, hear it, and then obviously feel we're going by butt dyno here, but also I can kind of judge by where I open it up to a certain point and be like, okay, I gained this much speed in that amount of time or in that distance. See what it does. But obviously I know the sound's going to change too, so you'll be able to hear that. What I am going to do first, I'll start up, let you hear it from this angle with the stock box, which it does have a high flow filter in it, but still a stock box. So I'll start up, let you hear it that way, and then I'll just make a little quick pass. And it is up to temp, so make a little quick pass. And of course, just taking the stock air boxes off, pretty easy. Now the mass airflow sensor is the only thing I'm going to have to be really careful of because I don't want to touch it or get it dirty or any of that good stuff. But let's get this thing out of our way. Help if I loosen up some more, huh? Now the good thing about this, the way it looks, is that about the same diameter. You don't want to go too big and lose too much velocity, but compare that to this, that's a lot straighter shot, a lot smoother shot, definitely a lot smoother on the inside considering these ribs are on the inside. It probably cause some turbulence and all that good stuff, so that's probably going to be a bit better for flow. So, and that will look better. I'm pretty sure we're going to clean up the under the hood too, make it look a little better. Now I do recall something about this thing, people taking them out and all that good stuff, and not 100% sure about all that, but it don't look like it helps with performance none. Get the all this stuff out of the way, it really does look cleaner already. Now I'm still doing my initial mock-up because I do have a throttle body spacer and it's kind of moving things around a little bit. If you don't have a throttle body spacer, you know, this bracket right here that mounts right here where the airbox was, well, that'll probably line up extremely well for you. The hose and everything that's connected to the bottom of the airbox, I put it there too, hold it in place. This is the only thing I'm gonna have to find out a place for in a little bit. But when I got it on here, it's just a throttle body spacer throwing me off a little bit. Not a big deal. The only other thing I got, I thought about doing this. That's going to be kind of a tight fit due to the fact that one, this car was wrecked over there and the body shop didn't properly fix that metal down there, so I'm having a little bit of fitment issues, as well as trying to figure out exactly where to put that bracket that goes to that one to hold it in place, because we don't want any vibrations at all. So I may just end up putting the filter here if I'm missing the place where that bracket bolts on, because I don't know what they did body wise. I didn't take the fender off. I just know I had to fix this myself back there to get the fender to set right. Alright, I guess it's just not in the cards to run this piece for me, because right here where that bracket goes, because this thing was hit here, I don't know what they did, but I have nothing to attach the bracket to now, which is right here. I tried to find either a place like that, anywhere I could do, you know, attach it to, but it's gone. So, not sure what they did, but they did what they did. It's too late to change anything now, so I'll short ram it for now, which puts the filter right at stock location, so we'll be okay. Yeah, I don't have an air box, whatever. I don't really care what people say about that, but that's how I'm gonna do it. And yeah, it's mocked up. I got this part at least set up right. Go ahead and put it together. Get some stuff situated, make sure everything's properly seated, and go from there. Now, as you can see, here it is set up. Still looks pretty good. Should still run better. Got plenty of room. Dealt with my throttle body spacer issues, which that's not on the HPS at all. That's on me because, well, I put a throttle body spacer on it. And, you know, most of these are just pretty much every intake system is designed without one of those. But one, I didn't want to remove this one too. I lost the bolt for the original throttle body. So there was no going back right now. And like I said, I couldn't use the rest because there's no place for me to mount it currently, which until I figure out a way to, let that bubble loose. Till next time I need to take the fender off and the bumper off, which is a pain. I don't see the point in doing that just yet and trying to do all that extra work right now. So, be honest, the body alignment guys didn't do that great of a job. But there it sits. Everything is hooked up. That's gonna do the number one thing here. And just keep that from shaking around too much. Like so. And still got room to wiggle if it needs to. But, you know, there wasn't really anything to attach it to because it's got this clip that mounts to the factory box. And, well, just gonna go with this. I think this will be alright. Have anything to reattach this to, unless I want to do something crazy like that. It's really not that. Maybe rebend that and go around that. That way it doesn't pull. If I pull too far down, it will start pulling that cable. So what I'll do, straightened that out a little bit, bent it. That way it's got a little slack in it still. I can give it a little bit more if I have to. But there's still slack here, so whenever I start up, it's not already pulling the pedal. And I think we're good for a test now. Alright, started up fine. No engine lights, none of that. Idling pretty smooth. Getting up the temperature. We're going to hear it again. And then we're going to take it on another test pass. See how it does. Now again, you know, it's a butt dyno, but it'll work. It'll do. I think I hear a little bit different. Definitely. Yeah. Now let's make that test pass to see what it sounds like going by and how well it works. Well, it is the next day. We drove this around quite a bit last night as well. So, after doing the initial test, you know, there to there, you know, gaining about 3 miles per hour, maybe 4-ish, somewhere around there. It's a pretty good gain for that short of a distance, I feel. Especially for this car. This 1ZZ does not make a lot of power as is. There's not a lot of performance bolt-ons for it. And considering the discontinued one I wanted was way more expensive than this one was a bang for the buck, because I got a gain. Gain's a gain no matter what you look at it. It works well with throttle body spacer, the high flow cat, the aftermarket muffler, the intake spacer, stuff like that. So, it's doing well there. Sound-wise, you know, most of us car enthusiasts, we want to hear our engine talk to us when we put that pedal to the floor. And guess what? That does it extremely well. You can really hear it open up and go now. Now, the drivability of this thing, I know it's a little bit different, but since this is my wife's car and she drives it all the time, well, we went out last night and we let her drive around and see how it felt. It's extremely noticeable to her as well. The acceleration was better. Taking off from a dead stop was better. She's able to get the speed faster. She did notice that getting on the highway is a lot easier to get on the highway quicker, get around people quicker, if need be. Also, she learned that she needs to keep her foot off the pedal more now because it really wants to pull where the pedal used to be when we had the stock airbox on there. So it's easy to speed if your foot memory is where it was and you're just like, oh wait, I have to now not give it as much throttle, which is a good thing. And definitely on the higher RPMs, this thing really does pull with that intake on there. I said, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the long one just due to the fact that the damage side there that was done. If you've seen the video before, the way I fixed it, I didn't want to pull the fender off and the bumper off and the headlight off to fix it completely. But that piece is also missing where I should be able to bolt that bracket up to. So that would require me finding parts and all that to run that. But still yet as it is, that setup there really works. And you know, I was a little bit hesitant going with this brand just because I've never used them before. I'm used to using another brand. Again, it got discontinued. And this one was cheaper anyway than what the other price was, and I'm happy with it. Plus that blue looks good with the blue of the car. When you pop the hood, it looks a lot better. So, you know, still a win. No matter the way I look at it, it's still a win. Gains, performance gains, drivability gains, looks, sound. You know, some people don't like that whistling sound. You can actually hear it suck air with the windows down. I like it, but some people don't. And the first time using them, I was a little hesitant, but you know what? No engine lights, no problems, no weird acting up. It did good. So, I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. And again, it's a 1ZZ, so there's not a lot of horsepower there. So to get a decent fillable gain is very nice. Not a lot of aftermarket parts again. So finding something that actually does improve it that much is very nice to find as well. And did we gain 20 horsepower? No. But with a car like this, that transmission, you don't want to add a lot of horsepower anyway because you're probably going to end up with regular transmission. But this little bit of gain made it a much better car to drive. So I'm actually happy I spent the money on this intake. And wife feels a little happier about it too, so that makes me even happier because she's happy, I'm happy. And I know some of y'all know that. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, thanks for watching.